everyone, how are you? My gosh, I feel like I've fallen off the edge of the earth lately. I just thought I'd give you an update on my motorcycle and just general stuff because I've been working on my podcast, so I haven't been putting out a lot of videos on YouTube except for my podcast stuff. I was ready to buy a new 2022 Indian Springfield, as some of you know. And then my dog Karma, my German Shepherd, needed 2 very expensive surgeries. And of course she comes first. Good news is she's doing really well right now. This little girl that I'm holding, this is Martini. As many of you know, Martini's about 12 or 13 years old and is almost completely blind. Her trying to get around in our house is difficult, and she's getting lost. The house is so big. Everything has to be completely lit or she gets lost. She gets scared really easily. So I've been tending to her. I've been tending to my back. Also, guess what? I have 2 dislocated ribs and a case of shingles. Doesn't that sound like fun? Maybe for some of you guys, but for me, that just ain't cutting it. I'm excited though. My hair's long enough to make a messy bun with now. I've been waiting for that a long time. All right, so I'm having a really hard time getting back into the swing of things since everything is opened up here. I don't know why, but I'm having a hard time riding my motorcycle. I can ride it, but my routes have to be pretty planned out so I don't have a lot of lane switching and a lot of places where I have to really turn my whole body and head because I can't do it. So I'm hoping that resolves some. I've been having it worked on for about a couple of years, and I'm hoping with some that soon I'm going to be able to. Big news, I have made reservations for Street Vibrations 2022. We're staying at the Eldorado downtown for Street Vibes. If you don't know what Street Vibes is, I'll put a link into it. Show up. It is so much fun. It was really the first bike rally I have ever gone to, and I loved it. And I love the ride there. So if I can't ride there, I'm going to drive. Another little bit of a health update that slowed me down is, I don't know if you remember, 2.5 years ago, I started having problems with my heart. I couldn't walk, couldn't do a lot of stuff. And the doctors, this was before we knew that I had inadvertently ingested toxins or something that was toxic to my body, and it did heart damage. Well, they put me on propranolol, which is a beta blocker, which was making things worse. My feet were swelling, my heart was racing. I had 2 years of this stuff. Finally, I went to the ED the other night. My pulmonologist and my cardiologist are going back and forth. Neither of them can find a thing wrong, except my heart is not in any rhythm, and it's going from like 55 beats a minute to over 170 beats a minute. It's just doing weird, crazy stuff. Plus, another fun little thing with beta blockers for me, I put on about 40 pounds. I don't dig that at all in any way. So what I did when I came home, I started looking up what I had started taking the last 2 years that could have had anything to do with anything, and started reading the side effects. So when I got to the beta blocker that I'm on, which is propranolol, or I was on, I looked not at the common side effects, not at the serious side effects, but at the call your doctor side effects. I had every single one of those. Every single freaking call your doctor side effect. I wouldn't have gone in. I have to give my massage therapist a huge shout out. Andrea, thank you. I came in, I went in to see her a couple of months ago, and she said, I really don't know how to tell you this, but basically you look like shit. And I've known her for 24 years. She's been my massage therapist. So that really got me to thinking, what the heck's going on? So it's the beta blockers. I've stopped the beta blockers. Not only was I having the side effects from the beta blockers, my cardiologist has added to my chart, I am not to have beta blockers unless I have a life-threatening situation. With me, every day is life-threatening, as you know. So I want to run a couple of things past you. What kind of videos you guys want to see? I'm kind of limited in writing right now. I'm going to try, but like I said, I have to be really careful and ride where I can see. Do any of you guys know of any type of mirror I can use that I can get a better view of the side traffic? Because that's what the real problem is I can ride my motorcycle. I don't feel safe doing it because I can't turn my head and my torso fully to see what the heck's coming around. So if you have any ideas for motorcycle modifications, mirror modifications, a different style mirror, whatever, let me know, because I'm missing riding. It's been a couple of years really since I've ridden consistently, and I miss it. If anyone lives in Oregon, is the corners still happening on Wednesday nights, bike night? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Another huge thing that we're just now talking about, a possibility of, I need to make sure is a possibility of, is selling the house. This house is 5,000 square feet, 3 floors. It's huge. Plus, it has a yard. I don't want a yard anymore. I'm 60 flipping years old. I don't want a yard. I hate Oregon. Now that Joshua has died, I have no reason to stay in Oregon. So I'm looking at places like Arizona, specifically around North Scottsdale possibly, maybe Nevada, Florida, South Carolina, Mexico, Panama, Belize. I would really like to go outside of the country so our money will go a whole lot farther. Any ideas? Drop it in the comments. I need them like ASAP. Right now we're just kind of looking at, we're just now dipping our toes into the water with that. So any ideas would be greatly appreciated. I would love it. If you haven't listened to my podcast, I'm giving you my story. Why I freaked out in 2008, why I went to a behavioral unit, what I've learned, what I lost, every single detail along the way. I'd love for you to listen. And if you listen to podcasts, listen to it on a podcasting platform, because that's going to kind of bring me the most revenue to be able to sustain for a while. Also, if you know anyone that may benefit from my story of going through complex traumatic stress, post-traumatic stress syndrome, my childhood, the things like that, steer them in my direction. Share this video. I am being flooded with emails, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. People saying, oh my gosh, I never realized this. I've struggled with this, but I've never realized it. All right, here's your job. Please like, please comment. Please help me with mirrors for my motorcycle. Any modifications that you can think of. Where would you move? Where do you think would be a good place to move? I'm tired of Portland. I'm tired of the traffic. The Portland I fell in love with, I really don't think it's going to come back. I'm tired of the rain. I want to be able to ride. I need help and suggestions on losing this beta blocker weight, because truthfully, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to see anyone because it's embarrassing. I have not ever weighed this. And I posted some pictures the other night and it's like, oh my gosh, that's my set body weight right there. And I'm hoping stopping the beta blockers and a couple of things that I'm doing is going to get me back on track. So I need your help with that if you have any ideas. If any of you want to be a guest on the podcast and speak about your childhood trauma, neglect, abuse, your CPTSD, or anything like that, either drop it in the comments. If you don't want to do that, go to the About section and you can find my email address and email me. I believe it is tattooedbikerchick@gmail.com, which should be the right one. Should be the right one. Check out the Digging Through Dominoes podcast. Be praying for me. Send me some positive vibes. My neck and my back need to start cooperating. I need to ride my motorcycle. And we need to find a way that Martini, we can take care of her and she's not so scared. It's heartbreaking to see her so blind. She can just see shadows. I'll call her and she doesn't know where to look. So I think she's losing her hearing too. But physically, she's just jumping around and playing and doing great. It's just she can't see anything, which is pretty scary. It has to be for our little 4-pound Yorkie that's living with a 100-pound German Shepherd. Karma got the green Bella Health yesterday. Where is she? She's over there somewhere. From her surgeries. I'm so glad we did them so she could have the life she deserves and I can have the protection that I need when I have her. What else? What else, guys? If you have any physical therapy type movements or exercises I can do that can help get my range of motion back in gear so I can safely ride my motorcycles, my motorcycle, let me know. So if I can't do motorcycle videos, what do you want to see? Comment section below. It's been a hard year. You know, losing Joshua started it off in October and then Margo died in December. We were able to make it to Las Vegas, which was just, I need to do a video on that. It was hilarious and horrible all at the same time. Michael and I are going to do a tour of the Olympic Peninsula later this summer. We're going to Street Vibes in September. I can't think of anything else except thank you for supporting me. Thank you for sticking around. I really value you guys. You make me feel like I have a community, especially when I've been so isolated because of the mask situation and everything. I love your interactions. I love how respectful you are. I love how you interact with each other. And most of all, I love that you're there and that you're supporting me through whatever this is. I guess that's all.